Hey guys, welcome to the Game Invasion here. I'm your host, Splash GF. This is my co-host Doom.
What's up,
Uh,
everybody?
so we were originally going to have another co-host named PBS on stream, but unfortunately he couldn't make it. But show still got to go, and we're just going to be discussing gaming controversies, stuff going on in the gaming world, and we hope you guys enjoy the content that we're going to bring up for you guys tonight. So the first, and just before we start off the show here, feel free to put your opinions, questions down in the chat. Me and Doom are going to speak on some of the content we have up today, and once we're done, we're going to answer some of the questions or opinions that you guys put down in chat. So don't be shy. Feel free to put anything down in chat. So yeah, here's the first topic of the day. So I'm obviously really hyped about this, and a little bit skeptical as well is the release of Rampart and Apex Legends coming up with season 6 just around the corner. Now, Doom, honestly, my issue with the game right now is I feel like the pubbish kind of feel of the game is gone. It kind of got really sweaty. Just a lot of people are
Oh yeah,
trying, and just with how Caustic is still like a really OP legend in the game. And I feel like I was kind of waiting for them to like release a character that would counter Caustic because like they quote unquote nerfed him, but like
nah,
realistically,
yeah,
he ain't nerfed, bro. Like
nope.
it ruins the flow of the game, man. Like when I just want to fly into a building, just fuck some squads up, bro, and you can't do it because
Yeah,
you just
I
push
mean
traps down. You know what I mean?
that's the thing with Caustic is he's good for turtling. So in the right end of the match, there's a new building nearby, stuff like that. He's amazing, on point. I feel like he's still weak though at the midpoint of the game, where you've got to move from place to place to place, circles closing in. That's where I feel like he doesn't shine. So I do feel like there's a level of balance, but you're 100% when it comes down to like end game turtle, like he can't be matched. And unfortunately
Exactly.
with Rampart, she's gonna shine during that phase where everybody is moving around. She's gonna be
Yeah.
dropping a turret. Everybody's gonna be going, and that's what that is. We still don't have that caustic counter that we're looking for.
Yeah.
It may be something that instead of a turret, somebody that is like a grenader would be awesome because you can just grenade him out of the turtle. You know?
Right, because like they kind of even I remember, do you remember back in like season 0, season 1 days where you were able to carry like
Oh
three
yeah.
nades in one slot? Now that
Oh
was too
god, the glory
much.
days,
Dude, those
dude.
were the days people but see that would kind of stop caustics from being so sweaty. But you know what the issue is I understand in a sense that yes, like does struggle out in the open and he's weak in like, those long range fights, moving with zone, etc. But the issue is that when it comes to ranked especially
Oh yeah,
you're gonna run into those Watson caustic squads at endgame, and I feel
pure
like
pure cancer.
it just ruins the symphony of the game. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So this is my concern. I think she's gonna be a good legend, but I think it actually, in fact, made it worse in terms of even. I think we're gonna see like a caustic rampart type
Oh god.
team up because if you look at this, so one of her abilities is amped cover, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
she'll build cover with an upper barrier that blocks incoming shots and boosted damage and outgoing shots. Now, this is the thing though. I'm not sure how the amp cover is going to work in terms of how big it is when she puts it down. Is it going to be like where someone could rush through it, like where you could shoot bullets at
See,
it, but people could still rush through it? Because you imagine just kind of blocking a door with that shit,
in my
and
head,
it,
it's something like Lifeline, where you get, this narrow window where, she can't get attacked from directly in front while she's doing her res. Um, but I don't visually see it as, that a big bubble. I'm
yeah.
hoping anyway, that it's not something of that style, because that would be a bit much, especially if she can fire out of it, you can't fire into it. What do you do in that situation?
Yeah, but the only
Grenades.
concern I have is like if they're gonna like camp up in buildings with the caustic, caustic's just gonna kind of spam his like traps by, the cover. It doesn't matter how small it's gonna be. Like you won't be able to
Yeah.
rush the rampart, and then he's just gonna shoot you through it, right? So, and it boosts the damage of outgoing shots. So I don't know if that means you could shoot through
That's
it. Like, if you're able to shoot through it? Can you imagine
Yeah,
putting
actually.
Caustic beside her?
Oof.
Oh my god!
Miserable,
But that's
dude.
gonna make it worse.
Absolutely.
Run Watson, Rampart, and Caustic.
Uh,
Oh,
See, I
dude.
mean, that's the thing. It's time to start, forming your squad and getting your team comps in order for when this comes out. Ways to counter it, ways to work with it. You can be the team shining with it.
Yeah.
As long as maybe you can mix somehow a counter into that mix so that you have, her and another barrier running with somebody that can maybe be sneaking around, something like Wraith that can, flank the enemy team and then get out of town,
Yeah.
something like that. The thing I'm excited about is the machine guns have an increased magazine capacity and reload faster.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
She
those
could
are
be
my
super
favorites.
aggressive.
That's my favorite guns right there. So I could see really good things coming from that. But she does seem
And
pretty lethal.
then go ahead. Go ahead. I didn't mean to steal your light
Oh
there.
no, it's pretty much that. I think she's going to be a really strong addition. I just like you've said, we need a counter to Caustic.
Yeah. I don't know when it's gonna come, and if it doesn't come, I I think like they should genuinely like reduce the time that the traps are up at least, and maybe
A further nerf,
if
yeah,
yeah, like and just maybe reduce the distance that it spreads, man, because
see,
it's so frustrating. And maybe if they don't reduce the time it's up or the spread, then
yeah.
at least get rid of the blinding factor where it slows you. Like because on
That's what I hate as
controllers,
being on his team. Actually, is the collateral damage that is being snared by your teammate. I hate that, but I mean, it's just the nature of the beast, I guess.
yeah. It's just like because especially for controller players, I believe it actually the when you get blinded by gas and you actually get affected. I just personally from playing on a scuff for majority of when Apex was out. Now that I made the switch to mouse, I feel the pain when a lot of PC players complain about caustic is like you don't have that natural aim, so to speak. It slows your aim down
Yeah,
versus on a controller where there is that aim assist and it helps you to actually shoot through that toxin gas.
yeah.
So that's why I feel, in my opinion, I think they should, if they don't reduce the time on it and the spread of the gas, I think I honestly think they should get rid of being, so to speak, blinded or like that slowdown. You
Oh
know what I
yeah,
mean?
that would be a good fix for it. A good change.
Yeah. And now the next one. I want to know what you think of this one. So apparently, you're gonna be able to place a mounted machine gun that anyone can use. So not just your team, anybody. High ammo capacity, long reload time, and apparently it uses heavy ammo. What do you
Yep.
think about that?
See, that's a big portion of what I'm excited for, but I'm also questioning. All right, so when you're moving from to the next inner circle, I could see her really posting up on the high ground and getting a comp where you have something like her, another shell, and then maybe like a sniper. And you could lay waste to anybody that, if you pre-position anybody that's coming at you to get into the ring, you can just lay waste to. So I think that'll be fun to see how that plays out. You'll
Yeah, I
probably
think
catch
that'd be
people
sick.
teams moving sooner to avoid it or to be the team that's in position ready for it.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I think that's actually a really good ability. I think I'd like that because I feel like they added that to her to kind of stop her from camping, right?
Yeah,
Because she has that shield ability, but I feel like it'll make them more confident to go out and say, "Yo, like let's push this team. We have the high ground. Like let's put a turret down. You guys
yeah.
rush down on them like directly. I'll stay up here and just start shooting at them." And it adds that more of that intense, you know,
Oh
um,
yeah.
those battles and stuff, right?
It's
Now,
yeah.
this one I'm curious about. I don't know what it means by repairing structures. So apparently, when you swap to melee, you equip a wrench that players can use to repair structures. Now,
Okay.
I don't know what they're doing with that.
If you're familiar with like Overwatch, Torbjorn, he can repair his turret. I'm thinking that's what she does. Is maybe she can repair her machine gun, the mounted machine gun. I think it can
Mhm.
probably be like damaged in some way, and I'm thinking maybe she can walk over and start wrenching it up and repairing it. But besides that, I can't think of other structures. Maybe doors that have been kicked
Mm.
once, or
Yeah,
like
dude, but see, if that's the case, if they allow repairing doors, now there's an actual concern that Rampart will actually be used with Caustic as a defensive player, as a defensive legend, because now my fear is
yeah,
is that like let's say like you're trying to run in on a caustic, you got like flanks at different doors, right? Because he just puts down traps. But once they go down, you could rush one door.
Oh
I'm
god,
afraid now that Rampart's going to
so
be able
much
to
turtle.
just fucking repair the door, and then you're back to square one. You're out of nades. You got to kick the doors open, right?
Yeah.
I think if the developers aren't going to be stupid, I think they'll add a cooldown to in which you can repair doors, and hopefully, if
Oh, there's
there
gotta be.
isn't a cooldown, maybe it'll take time to repair the doors.
Yeah,
You know
something
what I
like
mean?
Killing Floor 2, for example, when you're welding,
Oh, I
you know,
played
it
that once.
takes a little while. Maybe they'll do something like that. That would be good. Because I mean, if it's something with low cooldown or no cooldown, and it's like even a short duration to get that door back fixed or whatever she's working on, that could definitely cause problems. That could be a little bit game breaking.
Yeah.
But all the more reason
Um.
that they need a grenader.
Yeah. True, bro. All right. So cover fire. So firing from the amped cover, which I'm assuming, yeah, is that
The
shield.
shield, yeah.
Overcharges your weapon damage. Oh
Yeah,
my,
see,
dude, she's
that's
so OP, bro.
she's lethal, dude. She's absolutely that's
Wow.
like my game plan for her is when we squad up with her is to literally just take a high ground, turtle up somewhere, and yeah, just start blasting. She's gonna be OP. She's gonna be
Yeah,
real
like
OP.
I could just see a lot of pros using her just for the amped cover weapon overcharge.
Oh yeah.
Because like just those guys that are like insane with our 301s, bro. Like
Oh
use the
dude.
bruiser sights and everything. They're just
Absolutely.
gonna straight laser, bro.
Yep.
Like I watch a guy named Twitch Rogue,
Oh yeah.
and he's like one of the best Apex players from Canada. And like all he uses is literally an R3 with a 3 times or 2 times, and he just straight lasers from like over 400 meters out, bro. So imagine that with Rampart. You know what I mean?
Disgusting.
So
Absolutely
yeah.
disgusting.
So what do you think about so her gunner ability, which I
That's what I'm excited
assume is a
for. Yeah.
passive? Is that going to be a passive?
I'm thinking that's what it reads as. Is that it's just a in general. I mean,
Reload faster.
purple heavy mag. With, faster reload. Just off the rip. And yeah, that's what I'm excited for with her is because of. I mean, that's what I generally play with is machine guns. So starting off with like a higher mag cap mixed with like pickups and stuff.
Yeah,
Oof. Especially a faster reload on a machine gun, like you're just gonna be dumping ammo out. I mean, that's gonna
yeah,
be good and bad. Like if you've got poor aim, you might just kind of piss it away. That would be bad. But if you've got
yeah,
some like mediocre or really good aim, that could be lethal. Like that goes
for
back to
sure,
that
bro.
whole really OP like strong new hero.
Yeah, bro, that's gonna be crazy. But now apparently, I actually didn't see this in the article. Apparently the fixer ability is old and no longer in use, so she won't be able to repair structures
Oh yeah,
based on these reports. So I have a feeling that maybe the developers like, I don't know, like we have caustic, maybe this isn't a good idea
yeah,
because it might
it's
even
too
break
strong.
endgame even more.
Because yeah,
Uh,
that's the interesting part about Rampart is she got data mine leaked early on in the game. Everybody thought it was going to be a male character, and come to find out, it's this chick with machine guns. So yeah, I mean maybe at the time her mechanics were on par and like made sense in the game, but now that you have characters like Caustic, it's just not as feasible for her to be fixing things.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
Okay, I think that's all we could really cover for this topic. We could
yeah,
take a look
definitely.
at the chat, see what some people said. So we got
She's
um
definitely gonna get nerfed in a few weeks. I
yeah,
could
she
see
will
that.
be.
Yeah, retuning, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, she'll get some nerfs. I think like they're gonna add more legends, kind of balance the game out a little more. Like I think they have an end goal in which they want everyone to be balanced in a sense, for sure.
Yeah.
But what happens when you don't have a squad and you have ass teammates?
the
You're funny, bro.
the
Well,
story
you're
of
fucked
playing
then,
solo.
bro. It's so hard to solo, bro, in this game now. I remember the days where it was so fucking easy to solo and just shit on so many squads. But like now,
Yeah.
everybody's just literally pre-queuing and shit, like pre-squatting up, and it's like
Yeah.
nearly impossible, man.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
without a doubt.
oh yeah.
How do you feel about
Uh,
the next subject with the stream exclusive gun charms?
Steam exclusive gun charms. Dude, honestly, like, I guess, like, I don't. I think that they honestly just moved to Steam in terms of server stability, because
Yeah.
I think one of the main struggles for even high-end PCs right now is the game, just Origin overall as a launcher, and just it's just horrible, man.
Oh
And I
yeah,
gotta
without a
tell you,
doubt.
like, I have a 1080 graphics card, I got an i7, and I could run most games pretty well. But I gotta tell you, like, Apex sometimes there's an FPS instability
Oh
problem, and
yeah.
it roots from the launcher. And I
Oh, is
think
that where it
that's
comes from?
why, yeah,
Oh,
it
I
really
never knew
comes from
that.
the
Yeah, yeah.
launcher, man. Yeah, because it's just the launcher's just trash. I don't know like the technical side of it, but I know that's the reason, just from pure researching and looking it up. A lot of people would complain on EA forums, and like, of course, classic EA doesn't give a flying fuck. Like, only Respawn cares, but there's only so much
Yeah.
that Respawn can do.
Oh
So
yeah, without a
without
doubt.
getting off course, like, I think now they're kind of, now EA is like kind of telling Respawn, like, let's milk it a little bit. Let's like make our money's worth. It's like they're trying to like kind of attract like a niche community to come
Yeah.
play Apex, like anyone that was like kind of into like Half-Life shit. Cause like
See, that's
I
what
don't know,
I'm
a lot
looking
of like
forward
Apex
to.
fans are, yeah, like I don't know if there's gonna be a lot of Apex fans that are gonna be cool with like Octane and having the head crab, like the
See, I
iconic
love it.
head
I
crab
love
thing
it.
on them. I love it
As an
personally too, man.
Octane
Dude, I
main
love,
that's played a lot of Half-Life, I saw that and I was sold. I at first I was like, Steam. Like, I mean, Valve's a great company. Steam's awesome. But you catch so often games going over to Steam and then not doing too well, and then
yeah,
finding another home. Um, it's strange because it's such a huge platform. Like, it's a great platform, but I
yeah,
mean, it's so regular that I mean, even one of my favorite games, EverQuest, did the same thing. They've been at the time they had been around 17 years or so, 18 years,
yeah,
long, time for a game to be out and functioning. Went over to Steam, added to that platform, and then within like a year, got off of it. I'm not positive the reasons behind that, but I mean, it just might not be the best thing for some games.
yeah,
So it's curious what it's gonna do, and I mean, it's cool because I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people that pick up Apex that somehow haven't played it before, or
yeah,
just didn't have
for sure.
interest, didn't get a back around to it, heard of it, didn't check it out. Maybe they'll see that on Steam and get back into it. So it might shorten queue times, get some new fresh meat on the game, new people to play with, all that. But yeah, it's a real mystery what's going to happen with the whole
Yeah.
Steam conversion.
The only thing that I just hope is I hopefully like just the servers are a bit better, just because
Yeah.
it's just sometimes it's so unplayable, man. Like when it comes to just
See,
it's just the instability of the FPS. It's not even like in terms of ping. I think like a lot of people get confused when they think it's lag, but it's really not. Like what
oh yeah, it's
happens
FPS
basically when
drops.
their servers have FPS instability problems
Yeah.
is it's basically it's not client sided, it's server sided. So
Yeah.
basically like it just makes everybody move faster than the other player, and it makes you slower. So like your aim just gets scuffed basically. So that's why I'm hoping Steam will offer like proper servers to
Yeah.
Apex.
I feel like
And
they will.
yeah,
I mean, people complain here and there about like some of their big names, CS:GO and stuff, for example. People will complain here and there about lag, but I think it's a lot of the time user error and user
yep,
connection stuff like that. Because most of the games that I play based on their servers, I run really well under like a 1 gig, speed. But
oh
yeah.
I think, oh, you, sorry, you just cut out a bit, but I got the most of it, I think. Sorry, you just cut out for me,
Oh, no
my bad.
problem. Yeah, that's is my wife working, guys?
Yeah,
Twitch.
yeah, yeah. I think we're good.
All right, cool, cool. Yeah,
Okay.
basically, I definitely do have high expectations for the servers. I feel like they'll do a really good job with it.
Yeah, I really hope, bro. I hope. I guess we'll see. And also, like, one of my main concerns, I guess, is I think they're moving to Steam, not just for like in terms of trying to get more people to play it, as battle royale is becoming oversaturated, and like there's a lot of new games coming out. Apex, it's hard to keep up when you're an old game, right? I think one of the main things
Oh yeah.
is because it's going crossplay, and EA won't admit it, but their servers are the servers are ass. And now that they're doing cross-play integration, bro, I'm so fucking worried for the state of this game.
Yeah.
I personally think launch first week is just going to be an absolute fucking disaster. We'll see, man. I mean, fuck EA, prove me wrong, man. Like, I don't know. We'll fucking see,
Absolutely.
dude.
So speaking of new characters coming to games, Killjoy, have you checked out the new Valorant agent?
Killjoy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the interesting thing about Killjoy is like I think like a lot of people are kind of panicking about Killjoy and like how this character might be incredibly overpowered just
Yeah,
because
that's what game
yeah,
developers do, man. Every time that something new comes out, they're always like, it seems like it's going to be game breaking every time.
yeah.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes they need to nerf it, rework it, stuff like that. I'm definitely interested in seeing what it does for Valorant. An alarm bot on an FPS, like, come on.
I know, but see, that's why like I didn't like Ray's because this is similar to Ray's ability where like she puts her down her bot and it kind of clears corners. I get the aspect of it trying to be strategic, but I think that it's kind of just annoying.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the
Something ratting out
worst
your
cons
position.
yeah, the worst concern for me is that not just that it's similar to Raze's boombot, it basically once it deals damage,
Yeah.
it affects targets and makes it like adds double damage from all sources, which means like
Oh
if you
yeah.
get hit by it, you get hit with like 2 times damage pretty much. And I think that's a little bit OP. And on top of that, you can recall the bot once it's deployed.
Yeah.
So like you could just recall it. Let's say nobody's there, right? Nobody shoots it. You just recall it, and then when you get to a clutch point in the round, some fucking guy is just gonna drop it on site, and we'll see in terms of the speed of the alarm bot. I think
Yeah.
it's gonna honestly come down to how fast the AI runs at you once it spots you.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it
but I
seems
don't
like her
know. I don't
abilities are
know.
a little delayed. Like when you go over Nano Swarm, it lands and then activates. So
Yeah,
it
it's
seems like
similar
there's a
to
slight
ciphers.
delay in her abilities, which I mean, maybe you'll be able to see the alarm bot in advance and know to either hold back a second, something like that. Um, we'll see how that plays out, though.
Yeah, because the thing is, I'm actually a little worried about the nano swarm ability just because it's literally like Cypher's ability. You know how Cypher puts up his ring
Yeah.
thing, and if you walk through it, it pretty much tells you if somebody's in there, and you can just pre-fire the location. Now, just the thing with this is that apparently it's like the swarm of nanobots, and this is similar to what we were talking about uh, with Rampart
Yeah.
is basically when you get or no, not with Rampart, sorry, with Caustic. You know, you get
Oh yeah.
gassed and like it fucks up your aim and everything. Is what happens once the nanobots actually like start attacking you? Is it going to make your vision scuffed? Is it going to make it harder to
Oh
aim?
god.
Like you know how with Breach, when a guy breaches you, you get stunned.
Yep.
I don't want that.
Oh
I want
no,
it to be where like they're in your
that'll be
face and shit,
excessive.
but don't scuff the aim. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, no, that's one thing I don't care for in an FPS. It's something that's scuffing my aim. I mean that's where CS:GO went right with like a flashbang. Uh,
Yeah,
I mean, once it's starting to clear enough, or you only caught like a light bit of it, it doesn't affect your aim. You can still point and shoot. That's what I want to do on an FPS personally. Anything that does scuff my aim, I don't care for. It just doesn't
yeah,
feel like. I mean, I get in a real life scenario if we were a video game character and we just got stunned. Yeah, my aim's going to be a little off when I'm getting unstunned. But
exactly.
that's just not the case.
Yeah,
I'm here, with my mouse and I'm pointing and clicking, and that's what I'm comfortable with.
yeah. And then I guess the turret. So
Yeah.
it fires at enemies within 180-degree cone. Um, so you can also recall the turret if it doesn't get damaged or
Yep.
destroyed or whatever. Um, so how do you feel about the turret?
All right. So, like they mentioned in this, I think it's going to be really good for solo holding. or like buying yourself some time so you can get some backup or whatever. I think
Right.
it's going to be great for that. But it all comes down to how much health the turret has, how easily it's destroyed, if it's able to, abilities that counter it, stuff like that. It could either be really strong or really weak, depending. I mean, I'm willing to put my money on it being pretty strong, like a really
Pretty
good way to
strong.
solo hold for a second. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Um, I think that they got to be a little bit careful with the turret in
Yeah.
terms of making it OP. Just because one, you got the alarm bot, and two, you got a nano swarm, which pretty much, yeah, like I don't know
The
if it's gonna be
combo.
like really easy to spot on the floor, and if you could destroy it, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. So since they got nano swarm and alarm bot, I feel like the turret should be a weak. It should be weak. It
Oh
should be
yeah.
where it'll give you like maybe 4 to 5 seconds minimum at for it to be up. But
Yeah.
I don't think it should be where like the one guy's got to shoot the turret for at least like 4 to 5 seconds. I
See,
think it should be quick,
one of my
or else I
big
think it's
questions.
unfair.
One of my big questions with it is, does it fire itself? And if so, what's its hit accuracy? Is
Yeah,
it got better aim than a player, or can it miss some shots?
exactly.
So I mean, that's another thing. We'll have to see how it plays out.
Yep. Okay, and now the ultimate. Just based off the article, I think that they kind of, I don't know if this is data mined. I believe it is, just because based on the way they're talking about it, I think
Yeah.
it's in the character's perspective. So apparently it says you'll have to adjust your timing for the wind up, but once you get this device going, it detains all enemies caught in its radius for about 8 seconds, which is long in a game like Valorant. So enemies can destroy it, except I built plenty more. So I'm not sure what the ultimate is. It is. I don't know what detains means. If it means it's gonna show everybody in its radius for about 8 seconds, and you could destroy it, but like multiple spawns, so like it just creates like a clusterfuck on
Yeah.
site and stuff. So that's at least what I get from it. I'm not sure, but what do you think?
Yeah, I could definitely see that be the case. Actually, Tricidum in the audience just said a really good, valid point. Aimbot probably going to be more like Razor's Boombot.
Yeah.
So it'll probably, you'll hear the sound, you'll be able to, search for it, all that. Um, that would be valid. Yeah, I definitely could see that being the case.
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen with it. And it's gonna give it a sense of balance, and especially with people with good map knowledge, it'll make it like it'll make it not easy, but fair to counter it with somebody else, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I think on to the
PS5.
next topic.
Yeah, PS5.
This has kind of made me a little happy because I'm an Xbox guy at heart. So
Oh, so that's
PlayStation
why you're
5,
happy about
fuck
this?
yes. Could have one of the shortest life cycles in gaming fucking history.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not against PlayStation. I think they have great developers, they have great titles, but I'm an Xbox guy. What can I
Yeah,
say?
I
I'm
know.
not gonna support them, man. Um,
PlayStation, man, you got some of the best RPGs that are known to man
Yeah,
thanks to
you know what?
PlayStation.
There are some games, man, that I wish Xbox had, like The Last of Us, dude. Can you imagine, like, oh man, I wish Xbox had The Last of Us, man. Like, shit, that was one title I really wanted to play. This was before I had a PC.
Yeah.
So apparently, it's gonna have a life cycle of, I think, 5 years compared to the previous life cycles of the PlayStation PS3 and lower of 6 to 7 years. Now, this wouldn't be a necessarily big deal if Xbox's lifespan went down, but we both know that Xbox is built tough, and it's
Yeah.
really hard for
Oh,
them to break
absolutely.
down.
They're
And
indestructible since Xbox, like the original.
yeah, I think, is it gonna maybe bring some PlayStation fans over to Xbox? I
Nah.
would say maybe some neutrals, maybe some people that like, maybe I'd say the younger generation is gonna do this. I'd say
Maybe.
like got like young kids, like maybe around age 11 and 12, that are just getting their first console, and let's say they get PlayStation, and then their parents might see an article like this and go, "Well, like the Xbox is gonna last longer. Why am
Well,
I gonna
kid,
spend like
yeah.
over $1,000?"
That's
You
that's
know
where it
what I
comes
mean?
down. It comes down to a price point, But at the same time, I mean, it's 1 to 2 years. Who cares? Like, you know, people spill stuff, they break them, dog knocks it over, whatever, cat eats it. I don't, you know.
Yep.
But yeah,
Yep.
I just don't see it being
A big
that
deal. I
big of a
agree.
deal. But at the same time, I mean, when it comes to consumers, every consumer is different. You might have people that see that 1 to 2 year difference and
Yeah,
say,
that are extremely
"I'm
anal. There's
buying."
like they're very like they want to save their money type thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and I mean, it comes down to averages. You might get the one that's actually not so bad. You know, might last the 6 or 7 years. You might get the
Yeah.
one that lasted 3 or 4 years because parts. You know, um,
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. I mean, it is a thing where maybe even how well you take care of your stuff might come into play. I
Yeah.
mean, if it's able to be opened, that's another factor. Like repairs, anybody with a little bit of tech know-how can, dust it off, clean it up, keep it
Yeah.
nice. It comes down to it. But yeah, I mean, it is definitely as a PS fan, I am a little disappointed that they're throwing some bunk hardware in there that's not lasting
Yeah.
long.
That's not last long.
I mean, they're
And we
going with that whole iPhone approach where they want to like constantly get you buying the new one, replacing the old one, stuff like that.
yeah, for
Kind of,
sure. We got
it's a
some
little,
so we got some Xbox fans in the chat. Ghostly with saying
yeah,
Xbox.
ignoring
Identity
them.
that's saying Xbox. And here's a Tricidium. I don't know how to say certain names right, but the biggest thing is probably because of how hardware ages nowadays. Hardware for console and PC are old after like 3 years. Games require more and more power, both CPU and GPU. True, because a lot of games are a lot more graphically demanding. And
Hmm.
this is what I actually, just to go off his point, because he brings up a really good point here. I wanted to ask you for your opinion on this, dude. What do you think that now that consoles are able to like stream games up to 100, or not stream games up to run games at 120 frames per second now, what
That's
does this
decent.
do for like a lot of graphics card providers, people in the PC industry that
Oh
make a
yeah.
living off selling PCs to people, parts? What does this do? Because Xbox and PlayStation have been dominant for years just because of how it's cheaper than a PC. A PC, to get a good one, you got to spend over like 2 grand for a really good
Oh yeah.
one,
You
versus
can. Yeah.
you get a Xbox or PlayStation that has the same games as PC but just plays at a lower rate. What do you think it's going to
All
do in
right. So
terms? Is the PC is the industry going to suffer now because of this?
I'm not sure because I mean, in the end, the newest GPUs, stuff like that, are gonna outperform a console GPU all day, every day. And that's another factor actually is that the PC gamer on average rebuilds a new gaming rig every 2 years. So we're used to super short lifespans. The whole like a 5 year lifespan on the PS. I mean, I've gone through 3 or 4 different builds in the past 5 years.
Yeah,
That definitely cost a lot less than the PS did. So I mean, it goes back to that whole how you are a consumer, like what your interests lie in, stuff like that. I'm not sure that it's gonna kill off PC gaming by any means, especially where you can get even higher frame rates than 120 using brand new
exactly.
GPUs and stuff. So I mean, PC gaming is always going to be, in my opinion, the superior way to game all day, every day.
I agree. I agree too. I used to like ever since I switched to PC like over the past like 2 3 years. I gotta say, man, like it's better. There's more accessibility to certain things, like just being able to stream, have overlays, like
Yep.
like you could stream on Xbox, for example. Like Twitch has their application, but you can't do cool shit like what we're doing here with whoever
Oh
overlays.
yeah.
We're showing a bunch of windows and stuff, window captures, all that. You can't do that on Xbox. That's
Hmm.
why a lot of people are willing to spend the 2 3 grand on a PC that runs well. So they're able to do stuff like this. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Viewers, what do you guys think? Do you guys think as a consumer that the shorter lifespan is going to affect which one you go for, or do you think that it's going to be a thing where it doesn't matter too much? And also, what do you guys think about the whole GPU situation? Do you think that the newer GPUs running 120 FPS is going to do anything to the PC market, or do you guys just not see that being, so much an issue?
So we got some comments in the chat here. So we got Identity saying, "Just give me $3,000 easy." Of course, it'll be easy. Hell yeah, of course it'll be easy.
Yep, preach it.
Ghostly says, "Or you can buy an Xbox for so much lower." True, a lot of people would have that mindset, right?
Yeah.
So Tricidium said the PC market is going to grow because of the increased price of console. He's got a good point, because you can buy just one new hardware part instead of like with console where you need to buy a new console for full price.
Mm-hmm.
So PC will get more and more people moving to it, at least for parents, because over a 10-year span it will be cheaper with a PC. Dude, he's 100% right.
Oh yeah, without
I
a doubt.
agree. I agree. It's just I think the thing is why Microsoft and Sony make more money, let's say, than PC companies, is I think because it's not a bad thing. I just think kids, majority of it, parents and kids, don't have that. They're not educated in that sense, knowing that a PC, despite it being over $2,000 to build one, that it's gonna have a lifespan of like 10 to 12 years. You know what I mean? Oh, shout out to the Game-Invaders mug, guys. If you pop that merch on Stream Elements down on the Twitch panel, thank you. So yeah, like I agree with Tricidian, bro. You got it all right there. You go ahead, read off some comments here. We got some nice ones that just came in.
I'm gonna need to bust these guys out.
Oh, you know what? Here, I'll read them too. I forgot. I got it. And I'll relay it to you. My bad. I forgot.
No, you're good.
He goes, I think comp gameplay will be represented more by PC community. What do you think?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. All right. When it comes to that, let's see. I mean, it's always. I feel like for me, it's always been a thing where PCs have always been the more competitive way to play. And I think the hardware speaks for that. Like the manufacturers, stuff like that. I mean, like look at back when like the 1080 Ti came out. That was huge. Like that blew away every other video card that was out at the time, even for PCs. I know a lot of people that were console gamers at the time that went out and built a PC because they were like, oh my god, the graphics, oh my god, and became PC gamers because of that. And I mean, they were better off ever since.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, absolutely. Like I definitely think I hope that it keeps pushing hardware. Like I'm a huge fan of hardware, and anytime something new comes out, I get so gassed for it every single time. I mean, that's something that I really care about because I'm a nerd. What do you think though? Like, do you think that that's gonna have like an effect on hardware and like how competitive PC parts are versus like where console parts are?
No, I don't think it will, bro. I fully agree with you 100%. But see, this is the thing. Identita brings up a good point here. He goes, listen, cheaper to buy console when half a decent video card is 1,500. Not too many mommies are going to shell that money. See, that's the thing.
Maybe not that kind of mommy.
PC parts are also going up in price because, especially due to coronavirus, it's definitely really difficult for
GPUs too, crypto
for these graphics card companies to get, to go to manufacturers and say, hey, like, why are these prices going up? We usually buy it from you for this price.
Yeah.
And they don't have a choice but to increase the prices of their hardware, right? So I could see that. That's also a good point to counter with Tricidium, is that graphics card now are like going for like literally like I think it's like $1,000 for like a 2060 GeForce, and that's like the price of like a pre-built PC with like a 1050 graphics card in it, right? So that's what I mean. That's why a lot of people might actually, that are educated in knowing this kind of thing, might decide to buy an Xbox instead. And you also got to think of, you got to buy peripherals. You got to get a mouse. You got to get a keyboard. You got to get a monitor. That's another $200. So despite its lifespan, somebody might not have that money to set that kind of thing up right away. You know what I'm saying?
No, and actually, I mean, Troy did just bring up a valid point. When I first got into the gaming, my first like PC I built that was like, a real strong gaming rig. I had some like, gaming rigs back in high school that were like, But my first strong PC that I had it cost me around 800 actually. So I mean, you can, and I built that. It was around the time Evil Within 2 came out. Obsessed, like I couldn't wait for it to drop. So I built a PC so that I could have a sick Evil Within 2 rig, and
Oh, Evil Within.
it ran Evil Within 2 max graphics, which at the time, I mean, that's what everybody, that was like the standard when that was coming out. Everyone was like, "Oh, gotta replace my GPU," all that. It came out and $800 took me to max graphics. So I mean, you
Yeah.
can really get away with like a cheaper build that runs modern games perfectly.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it comes down to the whole EPing factor of having the best of the best of the best of the best. Like, 2 CPUs, the nasty GPU, 8 dozen RAM slots running, 256 RAM, like,
Yeah. Exactly.
just so that you can be like, yeah, these are my specs, boys. Like,
Yeah.
and I mean,
Uh,
that's
yeah.
what it can come down to, without a doubt. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Dude, we've got
absolutely.
a lot of messages in here. I'm gonna try to get through all of them, guys, for you. So Game Invaders Forever highlighted message. You got it, Ghosty. We got you, bro. We're gonna be doing this a whole lot. We're planning on doing it at least twice a week.
Yep,
Me and Doom, we kind of didn't accept this reception, so we just want to thank you guys for coming in, man, because you guys make the stream a
definitely
whole lot
appreciate it,
better for
guys.
us, man, because we have a lot more to talk about. Like if you guys weren't in here, we'd probably run through this stream quick times. Like we're on an hour now. We did not expect this to happen.
Yeah,
So thank you
yeah,
again,
we
guys,
were
for
like,
coming in,
dude,
man.
if
For
it
real.
happens in 30 minutes, it happens in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But
What
yeah,
else? Oh,
without a doubt, guys, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us.
yeah, we
It's a
appreciate
lot
you.
more fun shooting the shit with you guys as well. So
Yeah. Ghostly said, where do we get some merch? Doom, tell him. Tell him where to get that merch.
oh,
Come on, we got a merch guy
we
right
got some
here.
merch requests. I believe I set up a panel for it. Yeah, just scroll below, as they say. You'll catch out the merch. The Game Invaders store, shop now. There's a nice little panel set up for it. You can get yourself one of these sweet, sweet mugs. Fill it with water, fill it with whiskey, whatever you prefer.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's some cool T-shirts. There's hoodies. We just added tank tops.
Yeah.
A
I'm
whole
getting
bunch of
one
goodies.
soon.
Mouse
I'm
pads.
getting a tank top.
Oh yeah, it's summertime. Gotta have the tees. T
Yeah, I gotta
tops.
have them. Before it gets fucking cold again.
Yep. Yeah, you gotta
Winter
live it
comes
up.
hella quick in
And
Canada, bro.
then
Let me tell you.
and that's when you order the hoodie. Is when fall hits.
Yep. Pretty
Without a
much.
doubt. But yeah,
Uh,
Microsoft confirming Halo Infinite multiplayer will be free to play and up to 120 FPS. Speaking of FPS, yeah, they're going to be on their A game with that.
yep. I'm excited because I grew up playing Halo on the old Xbox with my dad. Like me and
Oh
him,
yeah.
like would play Halo, man, late night. Like I remember just being like 5, 6 years old, and like my dad would like just like trash on me in the game and like just absolutely wreck all the other shitters
Oh, he
in the
was see.
lobbies.
Parents go one of two ways with gaming with their kids. They either annihilate them and like teach them how life's gonna be,
Yeah,
or they
so true
like,
though.
all right, little buddy, like I'll give you this one,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Yeah, so I think this is great. But this is something me and you, Doom, we're actually going to get into speaking on this a little bit because it's in relation with another article.
Oh
Can't get
yeah,
into it now, I believe. Just about the multiplayer being free to play, we'll get into that for sure. There's definitely a lot of controversy around this. But I think it's a good thing, man. Like for
yeah,
me, I see it as a positive thing, but given that certain things don't
yeah.
come into place. But we'll speak more on it
I'm surprised that there is a
further.
controversy about it. I mean, if it's free, it's for me, right?
Yeah. Um, Yeah. Anybody in the chat? Yeah, with loads of Halo in-store OPPS. Does that mean purchases? I think
Yeah,
he
I
means
think it's
purchases.
like
Like,
microtransactions. Yeah.
yeah, there will most definitely be microtransactions.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
As long as the microtransactions don't have an effect on gameplay where it gives you an
Yeah, pay to
advantage,
win.
I'm good with that, bro. Like by all means, if you want all that cool ass shit in Halo, just spend away, dude.
Oh,
But if
yeah.
it was to have an effect on gameplay, like, dude, that's when I just don't have respect for a company and I will
Yeah.
absolutely slander the shit
Skins
out
would
of
be
the game,
dope.
bro.
Skins,
Yeah,
some
skins,
dope
dude,
armor
and Halo,
skins. Oh,
man.
suited
Yeah,
up. Dude, I
yeah.
mean,
Hopefully they don't fuck up the skins where they just like
uh,
I don't know. They sell you
there's
one
so
skin for
much they
like
could do
20
with that,
US
though.
dollars and they make it like yellow.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like a bunch
just
of
like a
companies have done that.
recolor. Yeah, that's just Chrome is. That's Chrome is for you.
Yeah. And WMX Ghosty says Halo Infinite is the love of my life. Yeah, it literally is gonna be the love of my life too soon, bro. They should stop doing. Oh, so Tricidium says this. They should stop doing a battle royale mode and bring
Oh,
back
yeah.
capture the flag like old Unreal Tournament. Yeah, dude, they should, man.
Yes! You're an Unreal
Dude,
Tournament player? Dude,
I
yes.
loved Unreal Tournament,
Yes.
bro. It
Dude,
was
that
so
was
fun. Dude, those were the days,
facing
though. Those were
worlds.
two
Oh,
competitive
dude.
games, man.
Headshot, multi-kill, mega kill,
Multi
ultra kill.
unbelievable. Just like you're like
Oh,
fucking
such a
gas, bro.
good
The
game,
fucking
dude.
commentator just fucking gassing me up. I'm
Oh,
hitting them
dude.
sniper headshots.
So
Oh
good.
yeah.
I used to sit on the top of facing with the sniper, and just as motherfuckers were respawning, dude, I was that guy just headshot.
Man.
Little kid
I
just going
haven't
hard,
played Halo
dude.
in time, man. Like I haven't played the remastered series.
Oh,
Like
so
I just
good.
been so into the like just I feel like a lot of gaming today is just it's all like corporate motivated. Like we're
Yeah.
just kind of dragged into the main genres of gaming now, like what the trend is. Like I
Yeah,
really
that's
hope Halo
actually
makes a comeback, dude. I really do.
me and a good friend of mine were actually talking just yesterday, the day before, about how much gaming has changed. Before, like, it was definitely, you noticed it a lot in FPSs. Nowadays, you can get away to a degree with mispositioning or, like, failing some mechanics a little bit here and there without
Yep.
being absolutely punished every time. But
Exactly.
FPSs back in the day, if you mispositioned or your mechanics went shit for even a second, you got punished for it. Like, you were dead. And we were watching a video of, like, a mod that somebody made for Counter-Strike, where it was, like, a Go remake kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was CSGO, but it was with the older styled skin. And it was cool. Like, even the movement, like, the second he started strafing back and forth, you could see it immediately. Like, the slow strafe. And, I mean, the sniping, like, was on-point sniping. So it was very, I mean, I guess it's either way. Some people have a feeling one way, people have a feeling another way. But for me,
Yeah.
where I aim my mouse, I want the bullet to go. And I
Exactly,
know
bro.
that's the simple way of looking at it. Spray patterns are cool. Like, AKs on CSGO, you want to be pulling downward with it because it's going upward.
Yep.
Makes sense. But when it comes to sniping, especially as like an AWPer, sniper main on any
Yeah.
FPS, I mean, you've seen me with the Sentinel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I remember that. You were just straight beaming kids, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I like to point and click. If I'm watching predicting the path and I know their head's about to go where I'm hovering on the crosshair, like that's where I want it to nail. And I mean, it was definitely a thing. You could see that in the CS:GO reskin or whatever you want to call it, the mod. It was definitely, and you could see in the gameplay. You got punished for mispositioning. You got punished for like any mechanics, stuff like that. So I mean, it definitely goes with the whole modern gaming versus older style gaming. I mean, I definitely know the Unreal Tournament fan in the room definitely agrees that it's changed. Like it's definitely changed in that aspect.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
Yeah.
So we got some more comments here. Ghostly says even bring the old maps back. 100%. That'd be great, Ghostly.
100%.
What else here? Identita says I want GoldenEye. Ooh,
oh
GoldenEye.
yes,
that's so old, dude.
Yes.
I remember playing it on Nintendo 64 at my grandmother's house.
I used to have sleepovers with when I was little dude. Fucking Friday night sleepovers with the fucking boys. Fucking we'd sit there. My buddy would bring his over. We'd play GoldenEye all night until like my mom came in like 4 a.m. being like, "You kids need to go to fucking bed. You're keeping us up."
That was so true.
Yeah, such a good one. Such a classic.
This is by Tricidium here. FPS today has kid gloves on them. Old
Yep.
FPS games, you got punished hard. So true, dude.
Hell
I
yeah,
agree with
dude.
that 100%. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah. Identitas. The trend in gaming is strictly making as much money as you can before kids realize it's crap, like zombie games. Yeah, most zombie games are like that today, sadly.
Ouch.
I love zombie games, dude. You know what? He's got a point, man. Like most zombie
Yeah, no,
games
it's
today are
rinse
really
repeat.
piss poor,
Cookie
dude.
cutter. Yeah, no,
Yeah, like
absolutely.
we could go into a fucking hour conversation about zombie games, how
Oh
shit
yeah.
they are today, man. But
That's
we
next
would be
episode, right?
going on 5 hours.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that'll be next episode.
Next episode, probably. All right. So next,
I mean, speaking of
yeah, we went over the
microtransactions,
battle royale, right? Kind
yeah,
of.
yeah, we touched base
Yeah,
on
like
that. Yeah, I mean,
nothing
it's
really crazy to go about. Like we could go through dynamics and stuff, but I don't think we have to.
TLDR, Halo Infinite. They're getting about battle royale mode. No capture of the flag.
Yeah, shit. Well, I don't
This
understand why they can't include capture the flag in there. Like, why you gotta remove capture the flag? It doesn't make any sense.
no, that's
Weird, dude.
glorious
Like,
right there.
I want them to make it old school for all the diehard like Halo fans, but
Yep,
like corporate's corporate, bro.
yep,
They gotta milk it, dude. They gotta make as much money as they can. And at the end of the day, dude, communities are suffering now. Like AAA
yeah.
companies just getting fucking lazy.
Oh
That's
yeah.
all it is.
Yep. I mean,
So now,
we were touching base on microtransactions, and I
mhm.
mean, that's actually comes on to the next subject. Is Microsoft is, well, supposedly was going
Well,
to
it's
be having
squashed now, I believe.
yeah,
It's
it's
squashed.
this is a squashed rumor, but we figured it was still worth talking about because it was a thing where everybody and their sister was talking about the fact that Xbox Live was Gold was going to be multiplayer free, all that.
Yeah.
Like we said, that is squashed. But I think that would be a good idea. What they could do to like regenerate that revenue is more microtransactions, not game breaking stuff,
Yeah.
skins, the stupid stuff that we all love. I mean, I spend a fortune on League of Legends. If I get into a new hero, bet your ass I'm buying a skin or two. If it's got a
Exactly.
chroma, I'm buying a chroma or two. So I mean, that's definitely a thing where I think that maybe one day they should give that a shot. I mean, it's standard now. It's almost standard where, I mean, you either have the really expensive game that has a lot of free stuff in it. That's kind of tilted. Or there's free games that have a lot of microtransactions. Generally, they're not pay to win. And, I mean, you'll catch some browser games, mobile app games, stuff like that. But when it comes to most games, they're not really pay to win, and from what I understand, the revenue is equal or better for a microtransaction game. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? Think that it's a thing where they should
Um,
keep
dude,
to the
honestly,
gold with the free, or
I'm just a little disappointed in terms, that they squashed that they
yeah,
were gonna make multiplayer free. Like I was kind of expecting like Microsoft going to go in that direction just because apparently they stopped selling their 12-month Xbox Live Gold subscription. So I think what the rumor is that they're going to make the Game Pass more of a subscription now. They're going to make it more subscription based. So they're kind of just like going away from the 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, 12 month, and they're more like you can you know subscribe to the Xbox Game Pass for a certain amount and all that
yeah,
stuff, right? Um, it's unfortunate, but I guess they don't want to exactly leave that kind of direction yet. I think like maybe it's just how they make most of their profits, I guess.
yeah,
For me, it's not a big deal, but like if they somehow maybe I understand now they're not going to make any changes to Xbox Live Gold, but maybe if they make it a little bit cheaper because
yeah.
it is quite
No,
expensive for a
that could
yearly
definitely be a valid
subscription.
thing. Yeah.
So Hammer Time says skins equals wins.
Yo, that's a
Yeah,
fact. Everybody knows if your
it's a
team, if you're
fact.
five, yeah, if you're playing League and all five of your teammates on solo queue have a skin, you know that game's in the bag. Come on.
100%, bro. All right, bro. So I'm so fucking hyped for this, dude.
Yes,
Me and you, Doom. When we
yes,
saw
dude.
this, when I sent this in the chat, I was like,
We both
"Holy
got
fuck, dude!"
hyped,
I am in the John Wick writer is doing the adaptation.
dude.
Stealth Gaming Classic Splinter Cell is getting a Netflix adaptation. Holy
Yes,
shit, let's go,
I've
dude!
watched
Oh,
everything on
dude, I'm so
Netflix
gassed.
at this point, like from being in the house so
Oh,
much
dude.
recently. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for Splinter Cell show reboot, or is it going to be a show or a movie?
Um, I think honestly, I'm not sure. Like,
Yeah,
I think
they
they
never
haven't
really
said
touched
much
base.
about it. I don't know. It could. I would assume it's going to be a movie because think about how much a show would cost budget wise,
Oh
especially
yeah.
with the COVID-19 pandemic. I don't think like I think there's going to be a lot of like
Oh no, it's
TV producers and movie producers are going to have tight budgets nowadays,
yeah.
especially with all this shit going on. I would expect, I guess, a movie, and especially if the writer of John Wick is writing this, it's probably going to be a movie. But even then, dude,
So I guess I
I'm so
missed it.
excited for this.
When I was skimming through the article, I guess it's going to be a 16 episode run animated Splinter Cell adaptation,
Mhm.
consisting of 2 seasons that have been ordered so far. So it's actually going to be a
Oh,
show, animated
oh, it's
show.
going to be show. Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
wow,
yeah. That's
it's gonna
interesting.
cost some serious money, but I guess they could
I mean,
see just
Splinter
the
Cell,
dollar
take
signs,
all my
bro.
money. Like, I love it. That was one of my favorite games. I mean, that goes back to my love of PS. I mean,
Yeah,
Splinter Cell came out for PS first.
yeah, yeah. All right. You could take that, bro.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, dude. Like honestly, I don't remember too much about the story because it's been years since I played it. I don't remember much about the storyline, but the storylines were always solid. Um, and the stealth and everything that was like way ahead of
Fuck.
its time. And apparently, did you see that? Are you seeing the message in the chat that
Yes,
I think
dude.
you're hyped
Oh
about?
god. Oh, that's gonna be sick. All right, so that was like again, grown up, '90s, 2000s. That was like such a sick movie. Like, absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, I've even rewatched it in recent years, and like the whole, the trilogy, and been like, yeah, this holds up. Like, I mean, so much shit from
Wow, the
back then
fourth
doesn't hold
installment
up.
of the Matrix franchise
Yes,
is in
dude,
the
and Keanu
works.
Reeves is gonna be in it.
2022. Dude, but like, you know what? Everyone was kind of waiting. Like, the Matrix kind of dropped in the suspense almost.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the
Like,
thing. Like, I'm ready for it whenever. I
I'm
mean,
ready, dude. Just because the ending, I was like, really? They're gonna end it like this? You
yeah,
fucking kidding me?
maybe it was
And
for a
now,
reason. 20 years
finally, I
later, they're gonna
guess
pick it back
at least
up.
we're getting, at least we're fucking getting it, dude. Can you imagine
Absolutely, dude.
shaved Keanu Reeves
Oh
with
my
no
god.
beard?
I mean, that's the thing that.
No way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, behind the beard, he's like a fucking vampire. He's one of those people that just don't age.
Yeah, bro, he
He
doesn't
grew a
age that
beard.
guy.
That's
Like
it.
he'll literally look like from the first movie, dude.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's gonna be sick, dude. I'm gonna have to look into that because that's
yeah,
gonna be
man.
really really
So am
cool,
I,
man.
dude. If these are real reports, man, like I'm they most definitely are. If these kind of things are coming up on the net about the Matrix coming up with another movie, I'm excited.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
For sure. Okay, so next we've got an article that I guess it's good for conversation. I just think the guy that
Yeah.
wrote it is kind of a douche, but
All right, so we'll touch base on this, and
yeah,
this
we'll
could be
touch
a small
base.
discussion in itself.
Yeah.
The writer of this article essentially explains that he did nothing with his life while he was a gamer, and he played World of Warcraft like this, and it was a thing where it's just basically written by somebody that I feel like at the time in their life had no ambition. That's
Yeah.
my take from it. But he did bring up a valid point that a lot of people, due to the pandemic and being in the house, have taken up playing video games, whether they're new gamers, gamers that have taken a break and coming
Aspiring
back, like him,
gamers,
for
all sorts.
example, or gamers that haven't noticed that anything's changed outside because they've been playing video games anyway, like me.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what's your take on it? Like, what do you think? Do you
Um,
think that like, I mean, obviously, without a doubt, I mean, there's more gamers in the past 4 months than ever
than there ever
before.
has been.
Yeah,
Honestly, I don't know if I'd say addiction. I'd
yeah,
say I feel like yeah, it's an
fandom,
escape from life in a sense. Like a lot of people have
interest.
stress in their lives and they escape the video games because it
Yeah,
just gives them that form of peace and relaxation. I think it honestly just comes down to the person and their personality if they're really motivated and driven. Because in all honesty, I play a shit ton of video games,
yeah,
and I play like maybe like oh my god, I don't know like 30 to 40 hours a week, and that's a lot.
Full time.
And
Full-time gamer,
full time. And I'm still going to school. I'm still finishing off my degree in college. Like I'm still trying to, motivate myself, finish school and everything. And I have my priorities set in place, So I think
Yeah.
it's not even addiction. I think it comes down to the mindset of people. I
Oh
think
yeah,
if
without
people
a
are
doubt.
really lazy and unmotivated, they look for excuses. So if they're struggling in school, like they give it an excuse and then they go over the video games to kind of escape for a little. So no, I don't believe in video game addiction. I think it
Yeah,
also just comes
absolutely.
down to personality traits at the end of the day and
Yep.
just
And
kind
where
of
your
having the
life's at.
motivation to do something.
Yeah, I feel like times that I wasn't doing much with my life. Yeah, I was playing video games, but I mean, it was my own fault that I wasn't doing enough with my life. Times that I'm doing a lot with my life, I'm still playing video games just as much. It's just that I don't know. I guess for me, it's a thing where I turned video games into a career. So, I mean, I guess that's not what everybody's gonna do, but
Yeah.
I definitely could see that anybody could be a diehard gamer and still maintain like a motivated, active life with additional hobbies, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. 100% agree with you, dude.
But I mean, when it comes to
Yeah.
the pandemic itself, definitely. I mean, Nintendo just reported a wild 428% surge in profits.
Like that's ridiculous. So I
Like,
think what
what
was the
the
number? They made
hell?
1.4 billion?
Yeah, $1.4 billion just in April to June, dude. Like that's some like I just bought a country money right there. Like
I
that's
know, dude.
insane.
That's just surreal, man. But like,
Absolutely insane.
at least we kind of know that they're not suffering in the pandemic. Like gaming
Yeah,
companies are having a
they're
fucking field
thriving.
day right now, man. They're
Them and
jumping
fucking
up and down in
Netflix.
their offices, thinking about their next vacation they're gonna take and how
Plot
much
twist.
alcohol they're gonna be drinking on
Yeah,
their off days, dude.
plot twist. It was Nintendo that came out with it.
Yeah, because plot twist, Nintendo made COVID-19 to get more money. Oh, dude,
Yeah,
man.
without a doubt.
I mean, oh man, like there's a lot of controversy around COVID-19 and when people think it's man-made and stuff. We could even talk about that for hours, but that ain't our gig.
Tapping
But
out on that one.
yeah,
But I mean, this goes back
it sucks,
to
but like yeah, like I feel like it like, there are a lot of negatives and I wish this didn't happen, but I guess the positive that we could take from this happening is like it just brought a lot of gaming communities together.
oh
and,
yeah, and I mean
and doing a
that's
lot
what
of stuff
counts.
together.
I mean, I've seen, I'm part of the Game-Invaders community. I've seen a lot of people joining over the last few months. I feel like it's been a good way to socialize. The play together away from each other whole thing. I think that's been great because it did keep people from being around each other so much. You still get that social interactions that humans absolutely need. Without it being potentially dangerous to people.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think? Have you been playing a lot of games and staying in?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So now this is interesting because this ties in this article that we're gonna talk about here. It ties in with Halo multiplayer being free to play.
Yeah, the whole microtransactions.
So this is the only company right now that has come out about this, but apparently due to COVID-19 and other reasons, right? They're going to be jacking up the prices from $60 to $70.
Yeah.
Now, so Take-Two is like extremely vocal about this, but then they kind of flip-flopped on it because I think maybe they were scared they were going to get some major flack.
Yeah.
But this is my concern. I think I'm worried because number one, like we were talking about earlier, is that AAA companies are getting lazier with content.
Oh,
They're kind of just throwing in microtransactions and calling it a game. They're not really improving on games. Like for example, I wouldn't say NBA is kind of guilty of this, but they're going to start to become guilty of this, I feel. But FIFA is like one of those games where it's kind of the same shit every year, and they really don't add in a lot of new content or a lot of modes to make it more appealing. And then they kind of just, what I'm trying to get at is if Halo is going to make their multiplayer free to play, that would technically lower the value of the game in itself, right?
Yeah, in some ways, yeah, without a doubt.
So that's what I'm saying. What if now that Microsoft sees that Take-Two is doing this, what if they raise the price of Infinite from $60 to $70. I think that's my major concern is it's not good. It shouldn't be valued at $70 if you know what I'm saying?
Oh
You
yeah,
get
I
where I'm
mean
getting at?
that's a pretty expensive game. I mean, as a PC gamer, again, I mean it comes back to that. I'm more of a PC gamer than a console gamer. I'm not used to paying $70 for a game. Even
Exactly.
new releases, I mean, you might catch a $60 game, you might catch a $50 game. Generally, they're not that expensive.
Yeah.
It seems like maybe I'm used to microtransactions. I'm used to like the $20 to $40 game with some microtransactions.
Hmm.
Nothing game breaking, just skins, cool stuff, uh, extra content.
Yeah.
I mean that's more what I'm comfortable with. As a consumer. But yeah, I mean I was reading about it. They do bring up a good point. Games haven't really gone up in price in a long time, but development
Right.
on a game has gone up quite substantially.
Yeah.
So I could see why they're doing it, but I mean, it comes down to the consumers. Will consumers want to spend that extra $10
Right.
for their new console that's gonna last less time?
Right. And
And
especially like with gaming companies just kind of being incredibly lazier and just like
hmm
because a lot of AAA games have been really disappointing as of late. Like The Last of Us 2 apparently was incredibly disappointing.
yep.
It's just there's a lot of companies are kind of taking shortcuts to avoid the budget right now, and I
Oh
think
yeah,
COVID-19 definitely has an effect on their process of releasing better content into a game. So that's just my concern if they're going to raise the prices because the quality of developing the games have certainly gone down. Just like I was watching a lot of YouTubers like Angry Joe and Big Fry, who are huge game reviewers, and they're kind of saying saying the same thing I'm saying here. So yeah, we got Tricidium saying some spilling his opinion here in the comments
yeah,
in the
yeah,
chat. He says he feels it won't be AAA games, but more like EA, like releasing reskins of NBA, NFL, NHL,
yeah,
FIFA with loot boxes. This is stopping EU now with loot boxes being gambling, going under other rules. Yeah,
yeah. That's
literally
valid.
that's been a huge thing in court in the
That's
EU.
yeah. I was just gonna say that's actually like a major subject right there. Is the correlation between gambling and loot boxes in games. I mean, it is a level of legal gambling at any age, without a
Exactly,
doubt.
man.
I mean, I've participated countless times, Overwatch and all that, League, getting hex techs.
Yeah, agreed, dude. C9 Hammer Time in the chat saying thoughts on Borderlands 3. Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like I don't have a valid opinion on Borderlands, but it never I guess it never enticed me to play it. And I know that I could
Yeah,
see a lot of people liking it for its gameplay and how like the gunplay, upgrading the guns, like all the cool animations. I
yeah,
guess,
all the
I can't say it's a bad
combinations too.
game in all honesty. I just it just didn't entice me, but yeah, I can't give my spill on that just because I haven't played it, so I wouldn't have a valid opinion,
See, I
honestly. What
came
about you, dude?
close when they were doing the free giveaway on Borderlands. I had never touched a Borderlands. I missed downloading it by a freaking hour. So there went me having any opinion of Borderlands.
Yeah. Yeah,
What?
I don't
Here's
know.
the question: what's your opinion of Borderlands 3? You tell
Like
it.
my Oh, are you telling
Oh
chat or
no, I'm
asking
telling
me?
Hammer. Yeah, Hammer
Oh,
time.
Hammer. Okay, okay,
And in the
gotcha.
meantime, we can touch base on the new Fortnite edition here. The
Oh man, I
cars,
haven't
yeah,
played this in a year, dude. So like I heard like they just added cars. Like I think that the game is in a serious decline, and
they're
I
throwing
wouldn't
that
say
wild
it's
card.
necessarily like Epic Games' fault. I mean, every game is bound to lose some sort of following at some point when
Oh yeah, that's gonna
newer
happen.
games come out. And there's only Fortnite is probably the biggest game to ever be released in gaming history, without a doubt, man. Like I mean, just the amount of people that they made come to the game and like play
Oh
it for
yeah,
so long.
the user
I
base
think
is so
that they
vast.
just made the battle royale genre official because it was really just a niche at the time that
Yep.
with H1Z1 King of the Hill. PUBG was really the staple of the battle
Oh
royale
yeah.
genre, and I think Fortnite just kind of it was just the way the game flowed and everything. People loved it, but now I think one of the reasons why it's failing is Epic. It is kind of Epic's downfall in a sense because why the fuck are you adding cars to this game? Why? You know what I mean? You're adding planes, you take it out. Like I feel like the game with at its purest form when just running around and building without any bullshit cars, stupid grenades and stuff. That's what made the game incredible.
Fortnite, you
And
know.
I
Yeah.
think like they added far too much now, and I think they kind of, I guess they're trying to keep up with the times, so to speak. And
GTA.
I
It feels like it looks to me like part of GTA, where I mean that
think,
is part of the series is cruising around, especially on multiplayer, all that.
yeah,
Cars are incorporated, and that was like a big hit in GTA. But I feel
yeah.
like that's a big part of the GTA franchise.
But
You know?
this ain't like that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
this is just
I
such a
agree.
different playstyle without a doubt. But yeah, speaking of which, we have Ninja,
Yeah,
Fortnite's biggest streamer of all time. It's back on
yeah.
Twitch. What do you think?
Um, it's not like the article says. It's not. It's probably not permanent.
Yeah, he's just playing his options.
I think it's just he's playing his options, seeing if Twitch will resign him. So I think they're just. I think what Twitch told him basically was, "Listen, we're fucking pissed that you went to Mixer.
Yeah.
But let's see how much money you rake in for us, and then we'll consider having you back." And before we get into it more, I just wanted to answer some of the chats.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah,
got
absolutely.
comments in
Back to
there.
Borderlands.
Um, let's see. Let me. Fortnite having cheating problems. Just also a thing I didn't touch on that he has a good point about. They're starting to lose players because they have a problem to deal with it. Cheaters in big tournaments for prize money. Yeah, I've been hearing a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of controversy about this Tricidium. I know there. I heard like a team of three exposed one of their teammates for cheating, and now he's getting death threats and stuff, which is totally like awful. But I mean, this is the thing, right? Like, it's serious, man. You got money on the line, and like Fortnite can't really detect cheaters. It's kind of scary considering the game has been out for so long and expecting the billion that I think they made billions of dollars at this point. You know, you would think that they would have proper server protection where they'd be able to catch cheaters like that. Um, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean that's the thing. Anti-cheat companies, I feel like they're always gonna be the losing racer. I feel like no matter what, they're gonna try and develop something that's gonna keep the cheater out. The
yeah,
cheater and the software developer for cheats is always gonna find a way to bypass that. So you have this cat and mouse game that goes on, but it's always gonna be easier for the cheater or the cheat developer to develop a new way to cheat than it is for the company to develop something that blocks cheating. Because they have to, they'll develop something to block the cheat. The cheat developer is going to bypass that. So they need to get their hands on a functioning version of that cheat. And that's a lot harder to do than the cheater they're
especially on
already,
PC.
throwing out their codes in the game,
Yeah,
their anti-cheat is a lot more detectable to the cheat developer than it
yeah,
is to the cheater. I mean, to the company. So they're just always going to be at the losing end of that race.
yeah.
So I mean,
Always.
it's for me like I do the same thing. I constantly am like, oh, it's cheater.
Yeah.
It's all this
Even
game
Apex has the
company's
same
fault.
issue too.
Oh yeah, without a
Even
doubt.
Apex is really bad, man. Like I
Yeah.
probably run into
Oh,
hackers
it's
every day,
crazy.
but yeah, like honestly, like you gotta think that's in one sense gotta cut the slack on the developers and the team, right? Because
Yeah,
there's only so much they can do. There's millions of cheats made, especially the more
tons.
players you got in the player base, the more cheats are can be created, right?
Yep.
So it's tough.
Oh, without a
Um,
doubt.
yeah. C9 says trash story. DLCs are not worth it. Extra content isn't worth it. They tried hard to improve BL2 and they didn't do a good job. BL2 is my favorite, all-time favorite. Fortnite did something new with the building factor. True.
Yeah,
Good point.
yeah, without a doubt. And try.
Yeah.
I just brought up something.
Yeah. Okay. And to
You're
go
my
back
glasses.
on, I guess on Ninja. So, like I was saying, yeah. So I think that I don't know if they're gonna see. This is the thing. Since he was partnered with Twitch,
Yeah.
and he left them, there's definitely going to be some bad blood. I think
Yes. I could
corporate is
see that.
not going to care. Um, you know, if he doesn't make the money that they probably, I wouldn't say they set a goal for him. I think they said we're gonna like weigh our options and see, like, if you're gonna be detrimental again to the
See,
Twitch
that's
community, which
that's a
basically
whole
is
nother
saying
story. Yeah.
we want to see how much money you're gonna make, right? I think he'll make a lot of money, and I think it's gonna also. I think honestly, they'll take him back. Definitely, he may not get the contract he wants, because I think he's looking for big money moves, and I think
Oh
that
yeah.
YouTube can definitely be a challenger because he streamed, I believe,
They have
on
that backing. Yeah.
YouTube this week or last week, and it was a one-time stream, and then he kind of went back to Twitch.
Yeah.
So I think it's a tug of war right now between
Yep.
YouTube and Twitch on who's going to
That's
land him. Whether Twitch will lower their if they're going to give them a good pay compared to YouTube, we'll see about that.
see.
Depends how
I think that
toxic they
comes
are.
down to like his marketing. You know, like he probably made that play intentionally to cause that tug of war between Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's Facebook gaming now. There's a lot more options when it comes to streaming. And I don't think that like these giant contracts are gonna remain so giant because there's the options. It's not a monopoly anymore. Like you're not running the show with like one high end contender. It seems like soon there's going to be multiple high end contenders. So I think that might drive the monopoly down on what people are making. Hopefully, I mean we'll see.
Yeah. C9 says they will take him back, but they won't give him even close to what he was making before.
Oh no, I
Most
mean
definitely. But
20 to
that's
30
what
mil.
opens up the pathway to YouTube, who I feel will. And his community will most definitely follow suit, dude. Like,
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, when I was watching Dr. Disrespect, which we're gonna actually touch on next, basically, he, you know how like his stream went on for like 24 hours, like kind of hyping himself up.
yep.
Apparently, like he wasn't even playing; like it was just on
Uh-huh.
that screen, and like they were donating a shit ton to him. And apparently, he made like over $100,000 in 24 hours or something. I don't know if it's confirmed true, but like just it's crazy, like what he's just making off donations alone, and like all the subs. Oh, your dog, so cute.
Sorry, she's trying to eat me.
Oh, good.
You're trying to eat me.
Aw, cute.
You little whale. Sorry, guys.
Oh no, all good, bro. All good. Cute. So Doctor Disrespect has officially moved to YouTube, which just kind of confirms that he ain't going back to Twitch, dude. So this
Nope.
lawsuit or whatever's going on is serious. Now, I tuned into the stream, like incredibly early, so I catched up and or not caught up. I was there when he was talking about the ban, and basically he came along the lines and said, "I have no idea why Twitch banned me." He goes, "We're still completely up in the air. There's no communication between me and the Twitch team. Nobody." Honestly, and he said he's going to leave it to the legal team and everything. I truly believe he knows why he got banned.
Oh, I'm sure he
Now,
does. I'm sure they know.
I'm sure he does, but for legal sake, he's gonna use his persona as an excuse and like say, "Oh, you got whoever." He was like, "Oh, like whoever doesn't believe this, or whoever thinks that I don't know or that I know are phonies." Like like he's joking around, half joking type thing. I think he's just trying to get people to like not ask him so many questions about it, but yeah, dude. I think I have a couple conspiracies about what's going on now. I want to be a little bit cautious talking about it, just given that we're on Twitch.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've read some things that made me really question him as a person. I mean, hopefully they're not true.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they are, then he's a scumbag.
Yeah.
If they're not true, then it's a thing where it is what it is. Hopefully it's not true. Hopefully he's a good dude with a good character, and
Yeah.
can continue doing what he's doing. I mean, it's definitely a thing where some of the things I've read, some of the subjects, could definitely shine some bad light on the guy.
Yeah. I think you know, I think what is happening in all honesty is I think one of the conspiracies that was a PR move and that he agreed with Twitch. He was not going to take the contract up. He was going to move to YouTube and take their contract that they set with them because they're for sure partnering up with
Oh yeah,
Dr.
without a doubt,
Disrespect
yeah.
now. But I don't believe it's fully PR because I don't think that Twitch would take all this flack off Dr. Disrespect, saying that he doesn't know why he's banned and stuff. Like it brings bad PR as well to Twitch. So I don't. I think that's out of the question. What I
And
think happened
yeah,
was since Mixer went down, I think they saw we just offered Dr. Disrespect like a multi-million-dollar contract, and now that you know Mixer's gone, which was our main competitor, we don't really need to worry about tying them down anymore. So I think what they did was their TOS is very sensitive, and I think they kind of just a lot of the stuff they let them get away with.
yeah.
They, they let it. I think they just picked one thing out of his thousands of hours of streaming, banned them for it,
Which
and
they're known
that's it.
for. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
They are absolutely known for doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, even down to the music thing that's going on recently. How many mid-level, low-level, high-level streamers got bans from just a quick switch of the TOS?
Yep.
When it came to the music.
Music.
I can understand their point of view. I mean, they don't want to be sued, but at the same time, the swift punishments. I don't know. It is what it is. Like you said, we're on Twitch, so hi Twitch. We love you. Your TOS is great.
All right. So we're good. We have nothing. We're not with or against anything. So don't ban us. We're just speaking on some conspiracies. We're not saying whether it's ethical or unethical. We're just saying what's been said. Yeah. Just to make it clear, Twitch, in case we got an admin in here, which is extremely unlikely. But if this VOD was ever to go viral on a clip, I don't want us to get into shit.
We love you, okay?
We love you, Twitch, all right? So C9 says in chat, we should talk about what happened to Hashin or Hashin. I don't know enough about to speak on that. Maybe you can, Doom, if you know about it.
I don't. Yeah, no.
I don't know much about that.
Sorry, Hammer. We'll do our research and get back to that.
We'll do our research. We'll think about that next episode for sure. We'll research into that. I think Tricidum says I think they banned him from getting out from a contract. So their contract will be invalid if you get banned from Twitch. That could be it too.
Yeah, no, that's actually that. I mean, I'm hoping it's something simple, something to do with money, contracts.
I think it is. I really do think it is. I think it's either TOS or it's what Tricidium said. Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. Well, that is all the content we have for tonight, and
we did it, boys.
Wow, we did it, boys. This was an absolutely awesome show. Thank you to everybody that came in. Thank you to everybody that followed. Don't be shy to also sub. It supports us monetarily, of course. And,
follow, sub, hit that merch. Go hit up Game-Invaders. We are brought to you by Game-Invaders. Game-Invaders.com with a little hyphen. Here, I'll...
Yeah, he'll put it in chat. Or you want me to put it in chat?
Actually, if you could bring it into chat. Apparently, my laptop's not logged in.
Okay. I got you. I'm Blast JF, guys, as well. So if you guys
definitely hit him up.
Are into some personal streams, like when I do solo streams, like Apex. I play Rogue Company, Escape from Tarkov. Check me out. My
throw one of your links, man. Yeah, definitely check him out. He's really enjoyable to watch. He's, as you know, as you've seen, he's knowledgeable about what he's doing. Definitely check him out.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
And we'll catch you next week, guys. Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you check in again. This was absolutely we just really didn't
expect this turnout.
It was a blast. It was a blast, dude. Doom and blast out.